crazy times, just crazy times. So you're probably wondering what's gonna happen in the next 2 weeks. Because life, it is what it is. Welcome to Looking Inwards. My name is Katarina Lookin, and I am the founder of this incredible project. We believe that you have an incredible power within you that is just waiting to be tapped into. And you're gonna learn exactly how to do that in this channel. By looking within, because that's where your compass is and that's where it's always been. You are on the playlist on one of my favorite tools to do just that, tarot and oracle cards. All you have to do is choose a deck that calls to you the most. Let's begin. So my darlings, to be able to tap into your internal guidance system, it is pretty important to just calm the mind, calm the spirit, calm the soul, calm the body. So take 3 long, deep breaths over here. So this gives a sign to the body that it is safe enough for you to relax into your intuition. And now just observe which deck is calling out to you the most. It could be the colors. It could be the objects around it. It could be the way the light is shining. This is group 1. This is group 2. And this is group 3. They will all be linked on the description on the bottom of this page. And when you're ready, let's begin. So these messages are for my group 1s. Welcome. Remember, always listen to your internal guiding system. What does that mean? Only take what resonates. There's certain things you're going to be like, I don't think this is for me. And certain things you're going to be like, yes, that is completely resonating. I am feeling that message. This is exactly what I needed to hear. You will see a distinct difference. Now, if you're just new in the whole development of your intuition, this will take a little bit of time. So if you do end up doing these pick a cards, you will start developing it as long as you trust yourself enough. And that's what we're here to build. Trust. That's what tarot and oracles are here to build. Trust within yourself. So with that said, let's get right to it. There is no Reiki energy in this particular one. I really wanted these videos to come out since I have not done my new moon. So I decided to make this pick a card a little more personalized. If you go in the description, you'll see there's a complete subsection. So once you've picked your group 1, 2, and 3s, all you need to do is see which emoji is attracting you at this moment, and that will be the second part of your reading. So group 1s, welcome, welcome. How was your last 2 weeks? Remember, I love hearing from you guys, so write all those comment sections. It's my way of vibing with you, okay? So what is the archetype? Oh yeah, before I forget, these messages are for the next 2 weeks from the day you watch this. Energy has no boundaries, so it doesn't matter. It's timeless. These videos are timeless. If you're on here right now, if you're attracted to it, it's because there's a message in here for you. And the way I operate, I always go for these particular picker cards. What is the archetype? What is the overall energies for you for the next 2 weeks? And then we hit the tarot cards, and then we get one guiding oracle session, card. So let's do it. The Sun. Okay, so one of the most positive cards that you can get, you got the Sun. But I'm feeling like the Sun is only coming after a great, not heartache, but a great, how could I say this? I don't want to say a great depression. That's not the word I'm looking for. It's coming after a long internal kind of enlightenment. And enlightenment is never an easy one. Like, we always think, oh, enlightenment, but in reality, it's a little more than that. There's a lot of deep, dark things that happen when you're actually going through enlightenment, and I feel like you're coming out of that period. Like, the Sun is here to just put a little sunshine, but it's also to put light on all these parts of yourself that needed to heal, or right now still needs to heal. I feel like you've been looked after, You have guidance all around you. You have a whole tribe around you, and I'll get to that in one of my videos. The ascending masters and ancestors, and they have been just, they have your back, and they've been having your back. And I feel like this sun in particular is a little, it's a little darker than other suns that you normally see. So there is a beautiful blossoming that's happening within your heart, within your body, within your mind, and it is expanding. And the next 2 weeks will be the continuation of this expansion, and it's going to shed light on the different aspects right now that you've been worrying about. I feel like it's not going to be really pretty, some of these things that you're going to shed, because I feel like it's a lot of past situations, a lot of past issues that still need healing. So there's a lot of things that you still haven't let go, maybe resentments. Usually bottles down to resentment. But know that you are supported in the next 2 weeks. You're deeply, deeply supported, and they're just waiting for you to ask for their permission, like they're just waiting for your permission to ask for their help. I feel like there's been a lot of sorrow in the last couple of years or weeks or months. A lot of sorrow. And you're coming towards the end of that. I mean, sort of. It really depends on how you decide to perceive it. It's all about that hangman ideology. So the whole change of perception, mostly. It's like any situation, it depends on how you decide to see the situation that will ultimately lead to the outcome. And just work with the universe. If you've been working with the universe, continue working with the universe. The universe is always, 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 always helping on our behalf, but it has a certain rules and laws that when we've mastered them, when we know how to play them correctly, it will be to our advantage, because energy doesn't discriminate. If you're thinking something at a lower frequency, you're going to attract lower frequency. Kind of like what I've been going on the last couple of days. I've been on this ongoing dialogue and routine of fear. Fear that, I don't know, all kinds of irrational fears that will probably never happen, but it's a question, okay, I've seen them, but now what to do with it? So one of the things I guess I would suggest to you is follow the spark of joy. What brings you happiness? What brings you joy? Is it swimming on the beach? Is it taking a walk in the forest? Is it eating sweets? Is it enjoying a beautiful supper? Is it cooking? Is it taking whatever it is? Follow that spark. See where it leads you. My God, I feel like I should be taking my own advice right now. So for the next 2 weeks, definitely like just follow that spark of joy. Specifically that, listen to that inner child, your inner child. We always have a dialogue. We have multiple dialogues going on in our heads, but follow the one that sparks the joy. And it's usually going to be linked to that inner kind of child. The sun is actually the inner child in us. The original tarot, the one that most decks are kind of inspired by, you have a child that's riding on a horse and you have a big sun around it. It's the ultimate yes card. It's the ultimate card of following your inner child and the voice where it brings you. It's also the Leo card, and that's why Leo is usually the representation of childhood. It's like one of the best years of our lives. So follow that. What made you happy? And if you're not sure, okay, what makes you happy right now? What could you do right now that will spark joy? Yeah, that's going to be the archetype. That's the overall energies for you in it for the next 2 weeks. Let's see where this is all going. Oh, Ten of Swords, Six of Pentacles, Death card. Yay! I've always liked seeing Death card. And Judgment. Wow. Okay. A lot of major arcanas. And we're going to check this later. Okay, so basically what I was saying over here, the little heartache that's been going on, I see it back over here with the Ten of Swords reversed. You see all the swords that are just stabbing this woman. And it represents being stabbed in the back. It represents being, I want to say, not listening to your gut also. That is coming out very, very strong when I see this Ten of Swords. Like not listening to your gut, not following your gut, not doing what you want to do. So you end up getting stabbed in the back multiple times in multiple directions, because a big part of it is you stabbing yourself in the back for whatever reason, for not listening to yourself, for not following your gut leads. So a big part of it is like, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I follow that? Look where I would be right now. Look what I would have right now. So this ongoing mind fuck that goes on in our heads when our mind has taken over. Because at the end of the day, our mind can take over, or we can take over our mind. And it should always be you in control of your mind and not the other way around. Your mind is just a computer system. It just takes in the inputs, and depending on the inputs, it produces an output. So it's a machine. You are the soul controlling this machine. Always remember that. A big part of it has to do with money. A big part of it is asking for help as well. I'm feeling like you're going to come out of this vicious cycle that's been going on for a while now. This like self-inflicting ideas of, oh my God, why didn't I take that job? Why didn't I spend this money here? Why didn't I do that? Why didn't I take that money when it was offered to me? Why? Like, I feel like materialistic wise, I feel like this has to do with a home also. There's a specific home that is involved. This might not be for all of you. It might be just for selective groups of you. Just know that whatever is yours cannot be taken away, but you need to have faith in that. Everything comes down to faith. And what is faith? Is an unshakable thought that you are being guided by something that is extraordinarily pure and for your benefit and for the benefit of the greater good of all. If you're on this channel, it's because we have the same belief systems. So it's just a question of working on that faith. And with the death card here, yes, it's in reverse, but I'm really sensing that you are, in the next few weeks anyways, there's going to be a resistance to this change, because that means you have to let go the outdated version of yourself. You need to let go of who you once thought you were, because there's a lot of things here that are not you anymore, especially the way you're thinking, the way you're acting, the way you cannot evolve if you decide to hold on to the baggages of your past decisions, of your past lovers, of your past broken friendships, of your past, of the way you used to think. There is a deep reverence. You have the judgments right after the death cards. This to me means that you are on the brink, and this next 2 weeks will be that evolution. And it's really going to be up to you whether it's going to be extremely hard or extremely easy, because you have great things coming your way. And this is like almost the last step that you need to do, that you need to take. Making peace within yourself, forgiving others, every single person. And this doesn't mean that you forgive the actions or what people have said about you. It doesn't mean the words are what you're gonna, that didn't really make sense. All I'm saying is that doesn't mean you have to forgive the actions if somebody really hurt you sincerely wrong, but forgiving them is basically you healing, you allowing yourself to heal. And I feel like this is the last step that you need, is for you to forgive yourself, especially for thinking a certain way or believing certain people, trusting certain people, not trusting yourself, just forgiving yourself completely, all of it. This will liberate you to a whole other level. You transform into a completely different person. The Queen of Cups for me is definitely the confirmation with the Judgment card. You have the Eight of Cups though that is reversed. So there might be something or someone you might need to walk away from. But I'm sensing here that you really need to, what's the word I'm looking for? The thing that you're going to really need to walk away from is the outdated belief system. So how could I say it? I'm almost sensing here that it's going to have to be the old version of yourself. This could be someone, this could be a situation, something that has caused you a lot of pain. But with these cards over here, I'm really sensing that it's really this person that, you know, every time you have an enlightenment, you have this aha moment and you're like, oh my God, okay, I feel free, I feel released. But there's always the tendency of the ego to pull you back in. And I'm seeing and sensing here a resistance that you're going to want to revert. Like, let's say, just revert to some of the bad habits. Let's say you've been watching a lot of conspiracy theories, or you've been watching a lot of Desperate Housewives. I don't know why that's coming up, but just the first example that I got. I meant, like, more importantly, like reality TV shows, which we all know by now that they're not really reality. They're all staged and they're really only for the drama, and they feed in drama. So if this is something, and this is just an example, one example that is feeding you in a unbalanced way, that you might have a tendency of wanting to go back. Or let's say you're someone who has been drinking a lot and you're just like, I don't want to drink anymore. Well, you're going to have that tendency. Number one, your body is now addicted to it. So you have you have the physiological pull, and you have the mental pull because it's part of your identity. So you're going to have this pull. Now it's going to be a question of you standing your ground, putting your foot down, and really saying, no, this is not who I want to be. I'm transforming, and I am deciding to transform, and I am allowing this transformation to happen. This doesn't mean you can't have a drink once in a while, but is it part of your growth? I would really say in the next 2 weeks, it's really time to set your intentions. What are your intentions for yourself, for your life, for your family if you have one? What kind of friends do you want? And really go to the nitty-gritty, like go to the details of every single one. What kind of relationship do you want? What kind of home do you want to carry? What kind of places you want to go? You get the picture. And you really need to ask yourself, what do I need to become? Who do I need to become to acquire all that? Because it's easy to just switch boyfriends or switch houses, but a lot of the times, if we haven't dug deep, if we didn't dig deep and really ask these extremely important questions, what do I need to do to become, let's say, this person? Or what do I need to do to achieve all these goals that I have? What is a person I need to become to get all my desires? Because that means that you're now changing your life vibrationally. So you are upgrading vibrationally, and you are moving upwards from the vibration that you were before. So inevitably, you cannot go back down. You understand what I mean? It's like that saying, there's no particular saying, actually, now that I think about it. I have another thing in my head, but I'm not gonna say it. It's like awareness. A lot of people who have awoken, who have upgraded energetically, they just cannot come back down. It makes them sick to their stomach almost. It's vibrationally, they just don't feel good. Like, some people actually really do get sick to my stomach. I know me, when I'm around, I'm a big empath too, but when I'm around people that are complaining, it's like, I just cannot do it anymore. This is like my boundaries. And that's another thing. Boundaries, those are going to be very important for the next 2 weeks. Boundaries on who you give your energy to, how you give your energy to, where you put your energy to. And it's going to ultimately come down to the goals that you're going to set, to the lifestyle that you want, to the life that you want, and ultimately the kind of person you want to be, to become, and to have, like, the person you're becoming, to have all these beautiful things. And you have to do the work. And for your oracle guidance card, you have Close Encounters. Beautiful. You're going to have a lot of people. maybe not a lot, maybe it might be just 1 or 2 or 3 people that are going to just spark joy, that's going to remind you of what you want exactly. It's going, Close Counters is all about, well, as you can see here, is you uncaging yourself, but also the universe is working in mysterious ways to help you release yourself from your own chains, to help you release yourself from and just in magical synchronistic ways. So this could be, a little feeling or a nudge that brings you to, I don't know, a music shop where you see a guitar and you're like, wow, this is something I've always wanted to do. Or you'll have a butterfly crossing your path, and then your gaze will just shift and things will just make sense. Close Encounters is all about this magical way the universe works. So it has a lot of information. So let me just sum it. Let's just sum it all up. The next 2 weeks, you have the sun by your side. He's beaming and helping you and shining light on those areas that you need healing. And you are going through a huge, huge awakening. And I believe it's like one of many that you've had, but more importantly, like it's one of the last steps that you have in the next 2 weeks, because you are about to upgrade and you're about to become the person you want to become intuitively, energetically, and more importantly, emotionally. You'll have this groundedness, and you will have tendencies of wanting to revert to this old self. Just allow the death to occur. And remember, whatever falls out of your life, it's divinely protected. God, the universe, whoever you believe in, this spirit that is always around us, connecting us all together, works in mysterious ways. And there's a logic to his madness sometimes. And follow your hunches. Just follow your hunches. You're going to meet new people. And instead of shying away because, oh my God, they're not my type, or I'm not too sure about these friends because I've never had these kinds of friends before, give them a try. Give them a shot. Give them a chance. Same thing with new opportunities, or almost feel like there's going to be a class of some sort that's going to open up. And it's just a question of you to say yes. And that's all I have for you, group 1. I was going to say group 2. Now my group 1s. Enjoy this next 2 weeks. You got this. And remember, the power's within you. All the information you're seeking is within. And I'll see you in my next card readings. Ciao. So these messages are from my group 2s. Welcome, welcome. So remember, always use your guiding system, which is your intuition. And to do that, just take what resonates with you. What I mean by resonate, take whatever hunches you get that this message is specifically for you. It's probably because it's for you. If you have any questions, just let me know down below. And how I proceed is basically, these messages are great for the next 2 weeks. I always start with an archetype. I usually have Reiki energy embedded in it, but not this time around. I wanted these to come as soon as possible since my new moons video never came out. And in addition, you have the opportunity to deepen your tarot reading by picking one of the emojis down in the description to have the second part of your reading. That's the end. So your archetype. Basically what I mean by archetype is that this is the overall energy for the next 2 weeks. The overall energy for the next 2 weeks just means like what is like the main thing energetically that is happening. So it's death. Oh la la, we talked about death in group 1. Okay, so there is a release going on. I feel like there's been a release, but in the next 2 weeks, and if you haven't been feeling a release, now is the time. You're gonna have a huge, huge purge. So death just means a big purge of probably the person that you once was. Snakes represent rebirth. So every time you had hit rock bottom, you are rising up like the phoenix. That's where the phoenix comes into play. But I feel like there's a couple of snakes around you, like real snakes, some that are trying to stab you in the back, or at least not necessarily stab you in the back, but some are not really in it for your best interest. And you have those that are in it for your best interest. You have a little angel wing over here. Yeah, I see like you've been pulled on one side, like there's a side of you that's been kind of like been pulling into this kind of, I don't want to say negative because there's no real negative or positive, just in a lower frequency would be the best bet. Again, going back to these people that don't really have it in your best interest, excuse me. Yeah, people who are like pulling on your heartstrings, people that are telling you stuff specifically to get you to do what they want you to do. So very manipulative. It could be conscious, it could be subconscious, whatever it is not very fun. I don't know why that came out. Death usually represents the death of the old self, and it could also be the letting go of certain friends or people that no longer serve you. A big part of your identity as well. We tend to identify ourselves with so many labels, and I feel like you're really, in the next 2 weeks anyways, there's going to be a really looking at yourself in the mirror and being like, whoa, like, is this really me? Is this who I'm becoming? Like, who is it that I want to become? Yeah, this is a, if some of you had a tendency of going to group one, maybe go to group one. I feel like there might be a message in there for you. Where was I going with this? So yeah, labels, sorry. So labels, I feel like you're going to be looking at yourself in the mirror and there's going to be a lot of labels for you to like kind of shed out. That's usually like the beginning of an awakening stage. Maybe you're going through your first awakening. I'm sensing that because of the labels. First, in my experience anyways, it was the labels. Actually, my first experience was getting myself out of this huge depression. And then it was the labels, realizing that the labels was what's keeping me depressed. But labels are usually the first sign of spiritual awakening, in my experience anyway. So when you start looking at these labels and you're like, okay, is this really me? Like, who am I? Am I this label, or am I something even deeper than that? So this next 2 weeks is a huge chapter in your life. Oh, it's been heavy. It's been a really heavy last couple of weeks, especially since the full moon. Crazy. So that is the overall energy. Let's see what your cards have to say, your tarot, and then we have guidance from an oracle deck. The Four of Pentacles, the Devil reversed, Three of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, and Page of Swords. Okay, there's a full moon coming on. I feel like after this full moon, there's going to be something that's going to be revealed. I say that because I'm completely mesmerized right now by this full moon going on the Page of Cups. There's going to be there's going to be a new spark that's going to happen around the full moon, right after or right before. It's going to be in that area. I from what I understand, this full moon is powered by Jupiter, and it's going to be a great opportunity to start something or to try something new. So I don't know why that came out very strong, but let's go back to the beginning. Okay, I feel like you've been kind of choked on your debts lately. I feel like there is a bit of debt going on, but you're going to come out of it because the devil over here is in reverse. So for me, what that says is that you have been very mindful with what you've been spending. You've been still spending, but it hasn't been as bad as you could be. And there's like a new endeavor coming around. So in the next 2 weeks, I feel like you're going to find work, or you're going to find an opportunity to work. There's going to be an opportunity for some kind of income coming in. Some of you have an emerald, like a talisman, some kind of stone. Wear it in the next 2 weeks. I feel like it's going to protect you. I say that because you have these, they almost look like talismans. And it's like the first thing that I thought of. a protecting stone that you have. I feel like it's like a necklace of some sort. There's something that is calling to you, wanting to work with you in the earth realm, which is for me a stone or some kind of amulet or something that symbolizes to you protection, strength. Wear it, keep it around you, keep it close at least. If it is a necklace, wear it, because when you have a necklace and it goes to the heart, it protects the heart as well. Not that you should expect anything, but I do feel like it is a message that is very strong over here. I feel like there's going to be a group of people in the next 2 weeks that you will be able to bounce ideas off of, create stuff. I almost feel like as a group of women, maybe because it's the imagery, but it doesn't have to be limited to that. I feel like there's going to be an opportunity to really use your creativity. I don't know why. I feel like the next 2 weeks is going to be a lot of creative things going on, specifically after the full moon. The 10 of, that's going to be very prosperous, because over here you have the 10 of Pentacles and you have the Page of Swords. I feel like whatever opportunities that is going to come is going to lead to prosperity in all angles of your life. So family, the 10 of Pentacles is really all about like overall success in every aspect of your life. And the Page of Swords is going to be like, okay, you found a new way to express yourself. One that is more through using your words impeccably. So if I'm going to sum this all up, you have the overall energy is death, which to me means that there's an old part of you that is dying. And you're going to start seeing really the people that are in it, you're in it in your best interests. Like to me, I see like this snake over here, this white one. I know it's stereotypical, but this white one is kind of like the angel, especially with the wing over here. And then you have all these other people that are pulling, trying to suck you in to their, to let's say like their philosophies, their belief systems. And you're in this brink right now of, you know, do I put my foot down or do I just go with whatever people are telling me? And I feel like, no, it's really the time to not be tempted by the devil. Oh, look at that. There's even a snake over here kind of connecting to this death card. So it is not the time to be tempted by the devil. I almost want to say it's like your ultimate test. It's one of your tests to get to the group of people that you're meant to be with, so you can live in the prosperity that you've always dreamed of. And I want to ask you a question. Do you even know what you want? Do you even know what kind of prosperities you're looking for? Those are going to be very important, because where we put our energy, where our focus goes, energy flows. So do ask yourself these questions. They're going to be very, very important. And you're going to have a spark. And whatever deaths you've been kind of choking on right now, they're going to pass. Everything is an illusion, right? Everything is but an illusion. Yes, it looks real because we're in the physical world. We're physical beings we're metaphysical beings living a physical world. So yes, everything looks real. But at the end of the day, what is money? You know, if you haven't done if you haven't stolen anything, like you have nothing to worry about, right? And these people and this event that's going to happen, this opportunity, is going to really help you use your words impeccably. And that's one of the best tools that you can use. One, for manifestation, for attracting whatever you're desiring. And two, to not be ambiguous. And it's one way of putting your foot down, is creating boundaries by being very specific with what you want and what you don't want, and not allowing anybody to tell you otherwise. If you are very specific and impeccable with your words, you're unstoppable. It's the first step, I believe, to becoming unstoppable, because you're using your words in a way that is undeniable and unshakable, right? And your guiding message, your guidance message is wish upon a star. It's a great way to sum up this reading. Wish upon a star. It goes back to, what do you want? What do you want? I mean, I have trouble with that sometimes. I have a vague image, but it's so important to go into the details of it, because that means you can actually practice this beautiful tool we have, is which is called visualization. And if you're able to put emotions into it, you're stepping up your manifesting game to a whole other level. But to do that, you need to know what you want, and then to truly, sincerely ask for it, know that it is given, and have faith. Faith is super important in the manifesting game. Super important. You can't just say, I want this, can I have this? And then think 2 minutes after, oh, it's never going to happen. This doesn't work. No, no, no. Unwavering faith. That's why prayer works. That's how prayer works. That's why prayer is something that's been going around for thousands of years. It's because it is the energetic frequency of someone who truly believes in something, which is creating the reality. So it could be in what we quote unquote say positive or negative, whatever it is, it's our manifestation of it. We're the ones creating it. We create our realities all the time. So that's why to be very specific on what we want and following our nudges, following our inspired hunches without questioning it, without letting the analytical mind take over. I almost feel like it's going to be a lot of writing involved. It's going to be a lot of writing, like a new way of blogging, like there's just something in writing. I don't know why that's coming up. And that's it. That's all I have for you, my group twos. Let me know down in the comment section below how this has resonated, if it has. I love listening. I love reading these messages. It's my way of vibing with you. And remember, you have an incredible power within you that's just waiting to be tapped into. Okay? Ciao. Have a great 2 weeks. So these messages are for my group threes. Welcome, my group threes. Just to let you know that these messages are timeless. So if you're watching this in a completely different time zone, time, space, time, reality, it's probably because there's a message in here for you. The way I operate is basically at the time that you're watching it, it's for the next 2 weeks. The messages are for the next 2 weeks, and I always start with the archetype. So the overall message of like the overall energy. There is no Reiki energy embedded in these ones. However, I did decide to throw in a little more personalized approach. So if you go into the description, you will see three different emojis. So see the one that is attracting you the most, and that would all ultimately be your second part of this reading. So let's start with the overall energy, and you have the star. Wow, good things are coming your way. Whatever wishes you have been requesting, they will be fulfilled. If you're worried about a situation, I would say to keep faith. The star is like the wish upon a star, that kind of, I don't want to say confirmation, because the sun card is usually like the confirmation. It's more like things are coming your way, and they're probably going to come quickly. As long as you keep your frequency high, as long as you keep doing what you're doing, as long as you keep asking the questions, keep doing the work. If you're trying to manifest something, just keep doing any exercise that have been helping you to stay focused, because where focus goes, energy flows. So right now it's really about faith. Have faith in everything that you've been requesting. And if you don't know what you want, if you're not sure about exactly the specifics, listen to your heart. Your heart will guide you. Your heart will tell you exactly, right? It's like what I was saying in the beginning. Don't take my word for it. Go with what resonates. These are general readings, and take only what feels like it belongs to you. And that doesn't mean that you should like avoid, let's say, something you would deem negative, that would resonate, but you're like, oh, no, that is like, don't lie to yourself, basically. But do listen to your heart, and do follow its guidance more than mine's. As I mentioned, this channel is about you finding your power, and is within you. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say. So how I proceed is I use the tarot cards to tell me what we need to know, where is it all going, and then we have a little guiding messages from the oracle. Five of Pentacles, Son of Swords, Nine of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, the Hangman, and Temperance. We have two major arcanas. Okay. The first thing that comes to mind is that something's being kept hidden from you. You're not meant to see it right now. So if you've been feeling like your manifestations haven't been coming, it's because there's a blockage. It's because there's something that still needs to be uncovered. You're very resistant. You're resisting all the good things that are coming into your life. For the next 2 weeks is really going to be to break that resistance. I feel like you're someone, maybe you're someone who's coming out of this cycle, and maybe this was describing a past you. Regardless of what it is going to be or to continue to break the cycle, or it would be the start of breaking the cycle. So the cycle that I'm talking about is not asking for help, not requesting the help that you need from the people, from the universe, from maybe even the government. Maybe you've lost a job, or there's just something here that you're afraid of what people are going to think, or you're kind of afraid, you're kind of like putting yourself down, saying that, like, the most common thing that comes to mind is, this feeling that we're not good enough to ask for help. We shouldn't be asking for help. Oh my God, like, we are weak if we ask for help. And it's utter rubbish. There is no truth in that. It takes a lot of courage to ask for help. And I feel like it's really all in your head, like in the sense of the Nine of Swords is all about not being able to sleep at night, but it's due to the mental turmoils that we keep putting ourselves in, keep thinking about. Like, we have a trouble just to let go of our own inflicted pain. Like, we're causing ourselves pain. There's definitely a huge sense of perception shift. You need to shift your perception. And look, it's like right in alignment with the stars. So it's like, if you want everything that you desire, you really need to change this perception. You need to look at your situation in a different light. You need to give yourself more credit. You need to just release yourself, forgive yourself. You just stop putting yourself down. You deserve everything that you desire. I think that's exactly it. You self-sabotage yourself. You sabotage yourself to a point where you convince yourself that you do not deserve the things that you want. You self-sabotage yourself to the point where you were never meant to have it, that it was never going to be yours, that you literally don't deserve it. But you know this is not what your heart is saying. That's why you keep trying. You keep persisting. You keep trying, but then tu mets des bâtons dans la roue. You put sticks in your wheels, and then you have to start all over. And it's like, I feel like this is a big cycle that needs to be broken. Specifically in the next two, I feel like this is something that's been going on for ages. But if you're here right now, it's because you're ready to move forward. You know there's a blockage. You know there's something. And for all those that have already broken this cycle, it's very clear that the cycle is being broken because everything is in reverse. For me, it gives me an indication that you're starting to see that it's your own self-inflicted thoughts and thought patterns. And you know you need to ask more help from specific people. You see how this woman, she looks so shy. She looks so shy to even look at the opportunities and the coins in front of her. These moments where she can maybe pick one up and go, maybe even buy herself some clothes, you know? There's something that's going to unblock for the full moon. There's a full moon on Sunday. I'm recording this on Friday. In the next couple of days, there's going to be something that's going to unblock. I feel like that's going to be like the first motions. Now, if you're asking me on how you can stop sabotaging yourself, or any tricks or maybe even exercises, I would say to just look at yourself in the mirror and just say how much you love yourself and really pay attention. Is that very hard for you to believe? Is that something very hard for you to say to yourself? Because if that is the case, there is something in there very profound. That would be the key element of the sabotage. You not loving yourself, and especially not enough. We're meant, most of us, I believe, have come back to this planet to learn how to love ourselves. Because we can get so much knowledge, especially now we have so much knowledge everywhere, but we've forgotten the basic element, which is loving ourselves. Like, I don't know about you, but I know in my childhood, it was more, everything was about others. Nobody really taught me anyways, how to love myself. And I found myself, especially in my 20s and especially in my 30s, like I found myself relearning to love myself. 'Cause I'm sure I loved myself at a point when I was younger. You're like, what I'm getting here, especially over here, you're someone who tries a lot of things and then gives up on them too early. The whole point about working on your craft is that you're gonna regress. You're gonna feel like crap. You need to get bad before you can get good. It's not exactly what I want to say, but it kind of. It's like that famous golfer, Mr. Tiger. I don't remember his first name. When he tried a different technique, he actually got worse before he got a lot better, before he can actually use that technique. He was already like the world champion, but because he decided to try something specific, he actually needs to feel comfortable with being like second best or maybe even the worst in golf before he can become the best again. I actually don't remember if he became the best, but you know what I mean. You need to feel comfortable with making mistakes, with not always feeling like it. This is where the discipline comes. It's super important to do it on a regular basis. It's like exercise. If you want your muscles to have muscle memory, you need to do it at a regular basis, or everything that you do will be lost, if that makes sense. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Let me know if you have any extra questions. Write a comment down below. And again, it is very important, and this comes back to the changing of perspective. Just because you make a mistake or you don't think you're good at whatever you're doing at the moment, it doesn't mean that you're not good. It's just a learning curve. You need to start seeing things in a different angle, in a different perspective. You need to start seeing things in a different light. It's super important. I feel like this is like the make it or break it part. This is where the only way you'll get whatever your heart's desires. You need to proceed. You need to keep moving. You need to keep putting one foot at a time. People don't get successful overnight. It's extremely rare. And for those who do, they usually don't stay up there very long. The ones who succeed and are there for a very long time is because they've worked on their craft. They've worked on it every single day. And we don't see that usually. And I feel like there's like a lot of lack of patience. I almost feel like maybe your age, or there's something that is like telling you, oh, I'm too old, or oh, if I'm not successful now, I'm never going to be successful. That's not true. People have become, age is nothing. Age is the difference between someone working on themselves versus someone not. Someone who's young at heart and wants to stay young at heart will remain young at heart. And the same goes with someone who's trying to evolve. You see a big difference between those who are completely afraid of their own shadows when it comes to success versus those that just move forward and say, no, I want to evolve. That didn't really make sense what I'm saying. But where I'm going at with this is that it's not the age that determines you. You determine your age. That sounds better. So in the next 2 weeks, everything is at your disposal. Everything that your heart desires is within reach. And if you don't know what it is, tune into your heart. Be still and be quiet for a couple of minutes or even hours if you could. I know for me, when I first started meditating, at a point when I hit my lowest low, I would meditate for almost 1 or 2 hours just to bring down the mind chatter before I could truly be within my body. And you might not have time for that, but do take it upon yourself to silence your mind the best way you can. It doesn't have to be through meditation. It could be through anything else. And if you haven't already broken this cycle of self-sabotage, now is the time. Like, you were in the ball of doing it. I feel like you've already known your tendencies, but now it's to really take actions, take disciplinary actions. If you want to go see a professional, go see a professional. If the first one doesn't work, go see another one. Go take walks and do whatever it takes to calm your mind so you can break the cycle. Listen to Joe Dispenza. He is one of my favorite people to listen to on YouTube. And he really gives you a snippet of how your body and your mind work together or in opposition to each other, in opposition of you and your wants and desires. And work on your craft. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. Even if you're not sure what you want to do, start something. Eventually it's going to snowball, and this snowball is going to lead you exactly where you need to go, as long as you have faith. If you keep doing a craft and you're like, oh, I'm not good enough for this, I don't want to do this, I don't know if I could do this, you're not going to get very far. But if you work on a craft with the faith that, let's say, God will bring you where you need to go, or the universe will take you exactly where you need to go, the synchronicities will be endless. And all this will be doable just with a change of perception, change of perspective, just by seeing your situation in a different light. That's all it is. All this, and I speak from experience. I still have my moments, but I speak from experience. What goes on in your head, like your brain is a computer. You can control it, or it could control you. And if it's controlling you, it's just running on old, outdated programs that you're letting it being run by. And also, remember, in the next 2 weeks, patience will be your friend. Patience is a virtue. I know it's not what we want to hear, but it's going to be very important for you to be especially patient with yourself. You need to be patient with yourself. I don't care what's going on around you. Be patient with yourself. Stop drinking the coffee if you must. Go for that walk. Enjoy. Have fun. Do something that sparks joy. Do something that enlightens your inner child. And you got the Rose's Kiss. I actually don't remember what this card means, so we're going to read it in the book. But from first looking at it, I'm sensing that it's the universe that just wants to connect with you, wants to provide you this information and this help that you need. And it's just a question of blossoming and allowing it and welcoming it in. So the book says, take a deep breath and center on the feeling of joy. Can you allow your senses to awaken and connect with your innate desire to experience all life has to offer? Pleasure is part of life. Let yourself surrender to it today. Our modern times often present a false idea of how we are meant to experience the world. Connections are lost and distorted by our over-reliance on technology. Just look around and see how few people actually maintain eye contact or engage in conversation. Instead of tapping away at a screen, pause and consider how you can make more intimate contact. Connecting with nature, enjoying the sensual pleasures of sex, and or being aware of the sensations of taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound may be important right now. How do your sheets feel? Can you reach out and feel the heart and softness of your companion's animal nestled beside you? Be present to another person, see them, and let yourself be seen. Your 5 senses are aching to be engaged right now. This is an invitation to get out of your head and into your body. You may be a spiritual an intelligent being. But right now, the emphasis should be on having a sensory experience. This is a sacred part of this gift or of life. By being present to the sensual world, you invite an even deeper spiritual experience. Amazing, isn't it? Perhaps it really is time to stop and kiss the roses. Yes, wow. So this is like if you were inquiring on an exercise where you could stop self-sabotaging and break the cycle, this is the best one. Like, this is the perfect thing that you can do. Is to just paying attention to everything that's going on, enjoying the sensuality of turning anything sensual. You're awakening all the senses. This is just a physiological fact. When you get turned on, everything is multiplied. All your senses, eye, ears, nose, touch, feeling, taste, everything is awakened, and you are very present in those moments. And when you're very present, you are able to communicate with the universe and allow it to lead the way through inspired action. That is all I have for you for my group 3s. Be sure to check the extension of your reading, your more personalized version, by choosing your emoji. And that's it. Have a great day, guys. Have a great 2 weeks. See you soon. Okay, so this is the extended, more personalized part of the reading. This is for all those who have chosen the star. So what I'm going to do here is going to be my kind of transformational spread, the one that I use mostly to just get into the nitty-gritty. And the way I operate, I look at what we need to know and where is it all going. Okay, there's going to be a huge tower moment in your life in the next 2 weeks, or you're going through it right now. So in Tarot of the Divine by Yoshi Yoshitani, she depicts different folklores and stories. This one's from Japan, and it depicts the story of a woman who asked for privacy, but her husband decided to spy either way, which was kind of like a betrayal, but only to find out that she was self-harming herself to help him. Now, don't ask me why she was helping him. I don't know the whole details of that, but it comes back to the fact that, especially in Japan, what he did was complete betrayal, but it was also her inability to trust him with her secrets that was also a betrayal. So where I'm going with this is that there's going to be a big tower moment. But this tower moment is going to kind of shed light on what you are doing in the relationship more than what the other people are doing in the relationship. Because you're in between the Ace of Coins reversed and the Three of Swords reversed. And the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Coins, to me kind of seems like, okay, it's been a little shaky. And the Three of Swords is like you coming out of this betrayal, or not a self-betrayal. Like, I feel like you've been someone who's been giving a lot to the relationship and to their family, like a little too much. And I feel like this tower moment is exactly that, like this foundation that you've founded your life on, which was to give. I'm actually sensing that maybe some of you have a lot of Cancer in their charts, because I feel like a lot of Cancers do that. And you're gonna start coming out of that, because it's going to be very powerful, this tower moment, this kind of epiphany awakening. So I'm definitely getting that kind of message. And I'm also getting a message that the foundations, I'm also getting the message that there might be a breakup, but not really, because the Three of Swords in reverse in this particular deck really means like overcoming hardships and overcoming betrayals. overcoming this balancing. I feel like where this is all going, I feel like where this tower moment is coming, and it might not even be your tower moment, maybe it's somebody else's tower moment. There's definitely a tower moment within this vicinity. If this is a love relationship or a partnership of some sort, maybe it's a friendship, it could be a tower moment. Maybe it's not yours, maybe it's this other person that will have a tower moment, and this will kind of rebalance everything. I feel like for a while it's been like very not only unstable but very unbalanced, not very fair. Like that you've been taking up most of the time and picking up the slack almost. Like it just hasn't been very balanced. But I feel like that tower moment's going to shift everything because you have the Nine of Cups over here and it's just two people completely in awe and grateful with everything that they have around them. Like all of this didn't matter anymore. It's like almost done. All this is faded away. It's only the future that matters. Only moving forward that matters. And I feel like whatever sorries or forgivenesses that needed to be done have and will be done in the next 2 weeks. It's going to be hard. I'm not saying it's not going to be heavy because the tower, especially in this card, is pretty heavy energy with the dark clouds and everything, but it's something that needs to happen, something that needed to happen. It has to do something with money also, a money endeavor. Maybe this person's something's gonna click at work. He's gonna hear something, or someone's gonna give him a suggestion, or someone's gonna give him like this word of wisdom, or maybe you're gonna tell him something. Something's gonna click, but it's going and heading to the right direction. So whatever worries you did have, and if you saw this card and you were like petrified, don't be. It's going to the right direction. At least that's what I'm getting here. And that is it. Hopefully it has clarified a little more the first parts, or just give you a little more insights. Let me know if you guys like this kind of reading, if you enjoy the 2-part reading, if it did actually something that you would like me to do a little more. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next 2 weeks. Enjoy your full moon this weekend, okay? Ciao. This message is for all those choosing the rainbow emoji. I will be using my transformative spread, the one that I usually use just to get to a specific subject and try to get to the nitty-gritty. These ones don't honor the reverse, so we'll keep them as is. I actually thought I was missing a card, so I took an extra card just to find out that I had all cards, but you ended up getting a chakra card, so very interesting. Okay, so what we need to know, the first thing that comes out to me is this memory of love card. You are holding in your hand this candle in the picture anyways, that's what it's depicted. And you're kind of just letting go all thought, all memories, everything that needed to do, maybe your past relationships or maybe your current, whatever that was in the past, you've decided to just finally let it go. You have something right now that's burning inside of you, and it's depicted like the phoenix at the moment. I also want to say an enlightenment. I know what you know, like I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. There is a part of you that just will never be the same again. And I kind of feel like that's where this chest of gold is all about too, a fulfilling of wishes, is you finding this not necessarily that you finding it. Enlightenment usually just happens. And it's going to be like this aha moment, more like the state of being, actually. It's going to be a state of being, and it's going to help you let go of whatever traumas you had, whatever parts of yourself, of partnerships, whatever didn't work, you're just going to peacefully just let all that go. It's funny because it kind of has to do with the sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is all that, not the I am, but it's like how it expresses itself. So some even say the soul was created in the womb, like it's derived from the womb. That's where our soul actually communicates with us. And it's time to explore. With the sacral chakra here, I'm sensing that it's time to explore your sensuality side, your sexual side. That's coming up a lot in next 2 weeks reading. It's time to explore, whether it's with yourself or with others, and it doesn't mean like sexually. It just means enjoy the sensual things. Kind of like what the group 3 was talking about. Allow yourself to kiss a rose. Enjoy all the sensations, the listening, the tasting, the feeling, the smelling. Be in the moment. Utilize these tools that we have, these sensorial tools, specifically for us to enjoy life, right? Because that's exactly what you're going to be doing specifically in the next 2 weeks. It's going to, this fire that has already started is going to rise. Now, where this is all going, you really need to watch out, because you have deception and envy. In this card, specifically in this deck, the Psychic Tarot by John Holland, it's almost like a warning sign. Some people will not like not that they won't like who you're becoming, but they're not going to be very honest and truthful, and pretty much deceitful. I'm sensing here. I don't know why I'm sensing like it's a male authority figure. I feel like maybe not jealousy. Well, here it says envy, right? So this person could be envious of you finding your enlightenment through just being yourself. And I would say that because you're already 5 steps ahead, you probably already know who this person is. Don't react to it. Kind of like have 5 or 6, 7 steps ahead of him. Already anticipate what he might do and just get yourself out of the equation. Or if you think this person's going to say something to someone, just put it out there and say it before he has a chance or she has a chance, right? And this will ultimately, like, you will be above it all. You will become the boss of the situation. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? So by you letting go of these memories that no longer serve you, specifically of love, I feel like it has to do with the partnership. The fire within you is just gonna grow and evolve. And you're just gonna get all the wishes that your heart desires. And in this case, I really truly believe it's enlightenment. I do believe that you've been trying to tap into a higher version of yourself. So for the next 2 weeks, in this more in-depth reading, it will happen. You do have a warning sign. Watch it. There's people, one person in particular, he's going to be envious and jealous and not going to be very nice about it. Like, I feel like he's going to try to self-sabotage you. Maybe making you feel like crap, or being very analytical and downplaying whatever you're going through or feeling. And I want you, honest to God, I want you just to laugh it off. I want you to enjoy, and not in a cruel or hateful way or spiteful way, just with compassion, knowing where he's coming from, knowing that this person is having a lot of difficulty achieving what you've achieved so effortlessly without having to, let's say, follow any specific rules or whatnot. Use compassion and empathy here to not only send them love, but to be a couple of steps ahead of them, knowing, kind of anticipating. Use your intuition, because as soon as you're at this level, your intuition is going to spark and flare up to a whole other level, and just listen to it. And by listening to your intuition and requesting to be 5 steps ahead of whatever warning signs you've been warned about right now, have compassion that they just don't know that they could achieve whatever you've achieved so effortlessly as well. That they're in this illusion. And their only way to feel worthy is to bring you down. You understand what I mean? I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that you should agree with the method. That's not what I'm saying at all. But to embrace this gift and use it to its fullest potential by just being this incredible being that you are, and allowing that light to melt whatever facades and masks this person is putting on. Because by you being yourself and not allowing him to deceive you and not allowing him to put you down or have you feel, and it might be hard, you might think it's hard, but try to think of it like something very easy. Try to think of it like something absolutely easy to do. You don't know how, but just feel that it's easy. Try to find those emotions of ease, like you would a child. You know how when a child flares up and they do something almost quote unquote horrible, but they're children, and you know they're just going through their emotions. So you have this empathy for them and this compassion. It's the same thing. Same thing here. Because from there, you'll be putting the big boy pants, you know, the putting the foot down, and you will be unstoppable. I mean, this is a major arcana, and it's the only one here. So this is where you're heading. You're heading towards this entrepreneurial mindset where you will be unshakable. And these little petty attempts will be something so easy for you to just put in their place. Let me know if that makes sense. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting time for you in the next 2 weeks. I'm very, very, very curious to see what you guys all pick. Make sure you let me know in the link in the description below, in the comment section, and do add the number and the emoji to give me a little idea. And let me know if you guys like this little setup that I got. I know others have done it. I've been wanting to do it for a while. And let me know if you liked it. I'll keep it in mind if you guys do, to do it a little more in the future. And that's it, guys. Have a great 2 weeks. See you soon. Ciao. Hello. These messages are for all those who have chosen the crystal ball. This is the extended part of your tarot reading. Hopefully you enjoy it. I will do my kind of transformational spread. That's what I like to call it. It's where we go straight to the point, at least straight to the nitty-gritties, and see what comes out. A lot of towers these next 2 weeks. Oh yeah, you guys got an extra card. Oh wow. You have 3 major arcanas. Wow, okay. Let's see. I usually don't pay attention to the numbers as much, but this is kind of impressive. So you have double 8s, you have 6 plus 1, 7, so double 7, and then you have a 6 and a 3, which is a multiple of 3. I feel like your guys have been trying to talk to you very much, and almost trying to warn you or talk to you about whatever I'm going to talk to you about right here. You have a tower. That's like the first card that came out. To me, that's very prominent. That's very strong. You have the 8 of Earth, which is the 8 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Fire, which is something coming extremely fast. And then you have the Hermit in reverse, and then you have the 7 of Fire, which is Wands. Okay, I feel like some of you have been working on a craft. There's a specific craft over here. I don't know why I'm thinking about group 3 right now. There's a specific craft that you've been trying to reap the seeds or reap the fruits, and they're just not coming into fruition. There's something about it that needs to kind of fall apart before it could come in an extremely fast-paced way, before it can blossom in a fast place. There's a foundation that is not strong enough to withstand and to support the blossoms that you're trying to create. And it's very important for you to realize what this rotten foundation is. It could be the intentions behind it. Maybe it's just like, maybe it's the will. Maybe it's just the idea of how you plan your life. There's something about you wanting to plan your life, and it's just not going to work around this craft that you're trying to build yourself right now. Like there's something off about it. There's something that's very shaky. Maybe, for example, maybe you wanted to work remote. You wanted to work somewhere all over the world. Like you didn't want to be limited, but the project that you're working on, you will need to be stagnant for at least a very, very long time, if not forever. So that's like one example that I could give. So there's something that needs to be taken out so it could come at a very fast pace. And I feel it's this whole, whatever's going on and whatever will happen in the next 2 weeks, it's really for you to discover your Empress. Maybe some of you will get pregnant. Now that I think about it, maybe that's the foundation. Maybe that's the big event that's going to happen. There's just something's going to come and it's kind of going to crumble the whole idea that you had for yourself. But it's going to blossom because Empress is all about abundance, right? And a pregnancy is just abundant energy, regardless of if you're ready for it or not. And it's all about this. She reminds me a lot of the High Priestess, but more grounded, more in the earth realm, more in the physical realm. Whatever it is, you're going to have to get out of your little hut that you've made yourself. If you've been isolating from people or isolating yourself, if you've been just keeping to yourself, it's going to get you out, especially if it's coming in a fast pace, if something is blossoming in a fast pace. And I almost feel like you would think that maybe there would be conflict around it, but there won't be much conflict. Not as much as you would think. And whatever it is, it's going to be more in your mind. I don't know why that's coming out, because the wands are usually about, wands to me has always been about like external fights. Specifically the Seven of Wands is usually like fights against people. But I feel like this one's really internal. But you're going to be cutting right through it. There's going to be a door that's going to open up, an opportunity of some sort. 3 doors, maybe even 4 or 5, but 3 in particular. One that's a little hidden. And I think it has to do with this fast-paced motion. All I know is something's blossoming. Something's big is going to happen. And if you're not someone who has been planning a pregnancy, then definitely protect yourself. But you will need to start questioning. Like if you know already what it is, then already work towards taking out that rotten foundation or those intentions, or just seeing if there's elements with work, play, relationship, if there's something there that needs to be moved around for you to acquire exactly your desires. Because as soon as you do that, you're going to go extremely fast. And yeah, for all those who are not planning a pregnancy, definitely protect yourself. Even if it's not like, this doesn't mean it's going to be a pregnancy, but something's going to blossom. And you're going to be like, almost like the queen of your domain. It's going to be very beautiful. And you're going to unlock something about yourself or an opportunity. Yeah, I think that's all I'm getting right now. I think that's all I have for my little crystal ball emojis. Let me know if you've enjoyed this in the comment section. Send me a number and the emoji to let me know which ones you guys actually chose. I'm very excited. If it's something that you would like me to keep doing, let me know. It's been a while I've been wanting to do something like this. And who knows, maybe I'll do it even with every zodiac sign. So let's check it out. Let's see. Ciao, guys. enjoy the next 2 weeks. If there's anything, let me know in the comments, and can't wait to buy with you. That's it. Ciao.